Welcome, Algebra. This is going to be a fun-filled year for you. Just laughs and giggles the whole year. But actually, we're going to do some good high school level algebra this year. Chapter 1, the first section is on variables and expressions. I know that this is review for you. But you know probably that a variable just is a letter that stands for an uncertain quantity. We don't know what it stands for. Okay, it could be anything. The book goes through this first chapter, just kind of reviewing some of that, talking about what exponents are, talking about like how do you write variables. If you write 5x. That, of course, means 5 times x. You don't have to write a little dot. We especially don't write anymore. We don't write times like that, and you can see why, because it would be very confusing. So numbers come before variables, and variables, usually you try to do them alphabetically. So it'd be 5xy rather than 5yx. Let's see, what else do they have? They have a little section, and you can see it. It's on page 6, and it just talks about the different operations. And when you change these from words, an expression, and you change it into a mathematical formula, you kind of got to know what you're looking for. So addition is going to be things like more than, or the sum of, or plus, or increased by, or added to. Those are all different expressions for addition. Subtraction, they list less than, subtracted from, the difference, decreased by, or minus. Okay? Let's not use takeaway. Okay? Takeaway is kind of a, third grade word. Multiplication, again, we're going to write it just as a dot. Multiplication is the product of, or multiplied by, or times, or the word of. Of is going to mean multiplication. And then lastly, division is going to be the quotient of or divided by. Okay? So when you see those words, those operations should come to mind. One last thing I'm going to say about variables, and maybe this is just me, but it drives me a little crazy. There are really that symbol can mean 3 things, okay? If it was 6 and then that symbol and then 5, well then that means minus. If it's that symbol outside of a number, then now that means negative, okay? That's -4. But if that symbol is outside of a variable, don't say -x, and it's not -x. It means the opposite of x. Now, if x is already a negative, then the opposite of x is going to be a positive. So it's not right to say -x. Okay, try to break yourself of that habit. So this is the opposite. Okay? So, again, that symbol just means 3 different things. Let's try to use the right lingo as we talk this year. Okay,